quick video update on some buys I'm going to do on Monday. I'm recording this on Sunday, December 7th. So I'll put these orders in tomorrow and I'll use market orders or limit orders just depending on the stock. So I like where the oil market is at, and I've been giving it a lot of thought. And I think now's the right time that I'm realizing to add some more exposure. Now, I have my core long term position in Chevron in my investing account. I'm just going to keep that for a very long time. And then right now I have a little bit of Occidental Petroleum in the long term trading account and some Vermilion Energy. So, just where cycles are at right now, nobody knows when the bottom's going to come, but oil seems to be a little bit unloved or hated or just not looked at. And I'm seeing some analysts and people that I follow start to cover it. These are the kind of people that are looking, that are similar to me. They're looking for pockets of value. And I think another interesting point is just the stocks have held up really well, even as oil has been going down over the last few years. This is XOP, the oil and gas exploration and production ETF. So it's held up very well. And then a lot of the large oil players like XOM, like Chevron, they've just been consolidating the last few years. So it's possible that oil could keep grinding sideways or continue grinding down. But this feels like the right moment to add some more exposure. But like I've talked about before, the way that I want to invest and trade is that I always want to position myself to be able to add more. So in that I really never get to a full, quote unquote, full position. I suppose if something like really went into a deep bear market, I would add enough where I wouldn't want to add any more. But I try to always leave some room to add, even if it's a small purchase relative to the total position size. So all that being said, I like picking up XOM here. So I'm gonna pick up about $4,000 of that for the long-term trading account. The reason I'm doing the long-term trading account, obviously, I'm gonna treat it more as a trade. I might hold it for a couple years. I just have to see how things play out. I like to just make decisions and analyze things as they happen because markets, you never know what the fuck's gonna happen. So a 4,000 position is also going to give me space to add if I see opportunity for that. And then in addition to the XOM, I'm going to pick up another 1,000 of Chevron. And then I'm debating if I'm going to add a little bit more to Vermilion Energy. I'm thinking I probably won't, so I'm not going to include it in the title of the video. But there's a chance I might add a little bit to this. I think I have almost a 2K position in the long-term trading account. And then I'm comfortable with the position I have in Oxy. And again, the way that I'm structuring, I want to add some exposure, but I still want to leave some room to add in case the market continues consolidating or there's another correction. Or if for some reason we had a bear market start or like a flash crash or whatever in the broad market, you're always going to have a dip in commodities and stocks for liquidity. So that's currently the oil additions for Monday. I still have the position, half of my position in Smart Sand. I think they're more relevant for natural gas. I'm just going to keep holding the half. If it took off really quickly to $5, I'd probably sell another half. I'd probably sell half of what I have left, so then I would just have 25% of my initial investment or trading capital. This thing typically doesn't. I don't know what's going to happen with this stock, and I really don't want to stick around too long to find out. And I just bought this pretty recently, so it's a quick gain in a short period of time. And so the way that I would look at something like this is, could it go back to $10? See, I don't know. And because I don't know, I don't really want to stick around and hold it. But what I do know is that I think there's a very good chance, pretty inevitable chance, of course, nothing's certain, that the oil market is going to turn around at some point and it's going to go into a bull cycle. And when it does, I know that things like XOM and CVX and Vermilion Energy and Occidental Petroleum, some of these big oil stocks are going to perform well. And so I could keep capital in something like this where it might be really volatile and swing around a lot. Or if it gives me a big profit quickly, I can just take that and put it into one of those bigger stocks, knowing that over the next year or two or three, it's going to outperform, and I don't have to worry about the volatility and things like that. But like I have had other learnings before, it's good to keep a small position and just trim because you do never know what's going to happen. And so I might end up doing that with sand. I'll just have to see. But again, if it like shoots up to 5 really quickly, I'm probably going to take more off and put that into other oil stocks. So besides those purchases, I'm also continuing to look at stocks in the lithium sector. If I look at the Sprott lithium stock ETF, this is just a way to get broad exposure. I put in a alert if we have a pullback. I would prefer to just buy the sector, but it's kind of pretty far off the lows at this point, so I don't want to buy right now. But if we had a pullback, I'd probably consider just picking this up. And then I'm looking at other stocks. I recently learned about European Metals Holdings that trades on the Australian exchange. I also set an alert on this. It just recently got a government grant, so it gapped up, but hopefully it'll pull back. And if it does, I would pick up some of this stock. But for now, the main exposure I have is just Brunswick Exploration. The stock is still really early stage, so it could take a long time to play out. I like how it's kind of looking like it's bottoming here from a technical perspective, but the project is very early stage. I don't know what's going to happen with the lithium sector, but I do like the owners of this stock. I like Robert Wares. He's got big positions in this and at Osisko Metals. So I'm going to pick up another 750 to 1,000 of this stock as well. So that's it for this video update. Make sure you subscribe to follow my journey from 500,000 to 1 million and beyond. I share my exact positions, what I'm looking at, and real-time buys and sells.